They always say, secrets within the family open the deepest wounds. My name is John, and my story exactly illustrates that. Sometimes a simple DNA test can drag you into the heart of a family drama with unexpected results. Now, as you listen to this story, think about what may be hidden in the calm waters of your own life and ask yourself, if I encountered a similar surprise, what would I do? Before we dive into my story, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to not miss out on the most striking stories about infidelity and marriage. Now I invite you to this emotional journey. If you're ready, let's start our video. My tale involves an incident that happened during an Easter meal with my wife Sarah and me. My sister-in-law Linda had given our family DNA test kits to discover our ancestry. Linda's curiosity for DNA tests was sparked by a documentary she had watched on television. After seeing how revealing the mysteries of genetic heritage could be, she suggested that our family take a deep look into our past. Everyone, including myself, was excited to embark on this adventure. But the results of this test would shake not only our ancestors, but the very foundations of our family. When the time came to reveal the DNA test results, my mother Elizabeth mysteriously disappeared. My father Robert and I, in astonishment, read that my results showed I was 50% Italian in origin. Thus, a secret buried within the family for years came to light. Before the tension and flurry of the test results, my mother abruptly left the house. We all realized that our family ties were not as solid as we believed. My father had noticed the physical resemblance between my best friend Ted and me in our youth and had sensed that something was amiss. However, he had never voiced his suspicions. The chain of events continued with my father's meeting with Ted's father, Tony. Tony told Robert that he was not my real father, but that I needed to talk to my mother to discover the truths. After the conversation between the two, a confrontation between my father and mother was inevitable. My father learned that Paul, who was a good friend and once a neighbor, was actually Ted's father. Yet more complexly, Paul was also my biological father. This secret in our family stemmed from a brief affair between my mother and Paul. Paul, being both Ted's and my biological father, came as a shock to everyone. Despite Tony knowing about his wife's infidelity, this secret had been kept from my father for years. My father's ignorance of the situation was due to Tony's respect for him as a friend and neighbor and his unwillingness to destroy his marriage. After the confrontation with my mother, I was left in a state of confusion filled with the pain of learning the truth, but also a relief of coming to clarity. My father realized he couldn't confront Paul, as Paul was no longer alive. The love between my mother and father managed to overcome the truths that surfaced over time. My father developed an understanding of the complex nature of marriage and the human capacity for error. He saw this process as an adventure where my mother had experienced a moment of weakness in the past and strived every day to correct it. Throughout this trial of relationships, we've seen the fragility of family ties, years of silent acquiescence and hidden truths. I learned that a family is held together by bonds deeper than DNA. These events have taught us how challenging confrontations, conversations, and acceptance can be. Yet, they also showed us how strong we are, and that being a family is possible not only through blood ties, but also through bonds that come from the heart. Every moment spent with my family, even under the shadow of past secrets, has rekindled our hopes for the future. As you feel the impact of this story, I look forward to your comments. Your experiences, thoughts, feelings, they all become a part of this tale. And remember, life is a journey, and each of our stories is a unique and instructive adventure in its own right.